You know what scares me the most is literally waking up one day and realizing I just didn't do the things that I was going to do. I said it, I didn't do it, and I just kept saying it. And I talk about that with my best friend all the time, is that I'm like, I really don't want to be that person when I like get to 60 years old. Like, I genuinely look at my father and like, bless his soul, I love him so much, but it really is that boomer generation where they were told what to do, told to be in a job, told to, I don't know, it's just like they listened to their parents, and some of them just didn't pursue the dreams that they wanted. And my dad never wanted to be a farmer. You know, I think he just grew up in farming, and he went back to the farm, and he said if he was going to be anything, he would have just been a nomad and traveled the world and, you know, got by like sharing, and he didn't. He's now locked in with a farm and has been, and has literally has done the same day on repeat for the past 40 years. I've watched him do it. And I think he's so deep into his comfort zone now that he's just like scared of the world. He only literally got a phone the other day. Like, he's only just learned Google and social media, and he's like, whoa, the world is so much bigger. And it's like, yeah, like, just get out there. So as much as I love him and I love his mentality, I don't think he's small-minded at all. I wouldn't give him that. I think he's a wise owl, and he's very calm, collected, probably made me into the human I am today. He's very smart. He understands everything I'm talking to him about, but because I've like gone and traveled 30 countries. And I think, and he's always been super supportive. When I was like, I'm going to move this country and I'm going to go here, he'd be like, yeah, you can do anything. Or he'll watch my content and he'll be like, your content is so professional. You're so professional. I'm like, Dad, I'm really not, but thank you so much. But my worst fear is not living to my full potential. I was talking to my friend today, and I was saying how incredibly grateful I am currently right now. I live in Australia. I'm a Kiwi, if you couldn't tell from my accent. And I have been able to obtain some really big things. Like, I bought my dream car the other day. Now, when people used to say like dream car, you guys think probably like, oh, it's going to be like a Mercedes 150 grand, I don't know, C63 or whatever those like cool cars are. No, it literally is just, I wanted a Subaru Crosstrek 2024. I freaking love Subarus, or Subaru as they're actually called, but we call it Subaru. In New Zealand, everything's always incorrect, as we say everything wrong. And I was so happy. I'm going to go to my, when I go edit this, I'm going to go walk to my office and edit this. I've rented out like an office space. And I was walking, it was the first day that I'd just gone into this office yesterday. And I walked in and I was like, whoa. I know I'm only really at the start of the journey that I want to, complete. This is like a 10-year process. When people almost want to rush the process and rush the journey and rush everything, it's like they don't even get to enjoy what's happening right now or what's happening in the middle of it all, And I was just like, even if I looked at like myself 8 years ago, 4 years ago, 2 years ago, 4 months ago, 6 months ago, like I'm a completely different person. And I was like, wow, I've obtained like my favorite car. I'm in a beautiful house. I'm dating somebody who's like so incredibly kind and handsome. Oh my God, he's so handsome. I'm so lucky. No, he's so lucky because I'm so great. And I am building the business of my dreams. I am walking into the office that I want. And then I was like, and I just said, I can't believe I obtained this in like 4 months. She's like, well, imagine you in a year. She's like, we're buying the land. And I was like, 100%. That's what I want to do. I want to be able to help people and then buy some land and then help more people. We could do retreats and we do so many things, like have kids out there to do after school programs and stuff, and teach them about farming because I grew up on a farm, and teach them about vegetables and how to, just get people offline. And that would be literally my whole goal. And I want that to be like a 10-year process, you know? It's not going to be, I'm not going to have it overnight. And then imagine if I just had it overnight, then it would be like, oh, I got there. And that was boring. I'm excited to have the hardship that comes with it. I'm excited to learn. I'm excited to be stretched and be expanded and actually do live to my full potential. I'm excited to turn around when I'm 60 years old and have a legacy and have a life where I'm like, whoa, I actually built that. And sometimes women don't maybe say these things or want to do these things. Like it feels very masculine that you want to have a legacy. But in all honesty, that's what I do want to have. I want to build something that I can leave behind for if I have children, or if I don't, I'm not bothered. If I build something that I leave behind for people that are like, oh yeah, she built this for us, you know, or I can have a community of people, animals, everything together, just a place where people can call home. And I think that's my whole purpose. I'm an Aquarius, I'm a humanitarian, so obviously I'm going to serve, and that's what I'm going to do. And so yeah, I think I've always been scared of not living to my full potential. That's why I've kind of just done whatever the fuck I want. I've always just continued doing whatever I want. I will continue doing whatever I want. You know, I said to myself 3 years ago, I want to build a business online and travel and be a digital nomad. I genuinely thought that was the dream. I thought it, I obtained it, and I wasn't even happy. And I thought that that was the thing. And even when I'm like building this business now, I'm like, oh, I'll just go like live in Bali or something. And then I'm like, no, I'm so much bigger than that. I could be leading groups of people and doing seminars and, you know, having a place where content creators could come together. And these are the dreams I've just like kind of said out loud in the past couple of weeks, and I'm just figuring myself out. But day by day, I'm like, whoa, I'm going to obtain this and it's going to be great, and I'm going to build something that everybody can enjoy together. And so living to your full potential, it can be scary. And like, you know, I'm saying my dreams out loud, and I don't even know if you care to even listen, and that's fine. But it's good that I've documented it, because then I can look back and be like, yeah, she did it. But also on that as well, I hope this inspires you to think about what your dreams are. And if you're probably wondering like, oh, how do I even do that? How do I even get there? Try and be radically authentic to yourself. Try and push yourself out of your comfort zone, because you actually never know. How would I even say, how did I get to here? Spend a lot of time alone. Spend a lot of hours processing, thinking, meditating, reading, learning by myself alone. And I don't know if people get enough alone time. And I'm truly meaning like, put your phone down and just go cook and think instead of putting a podcast on. You know, instead of just like listening to music at the gym or something, like, or wherever you're going, or going for a walk and just listening to music, just don't even take your phone. These are things that just disconnect from yourself and really just listen to the voices in your head and kind of go with the flow of what it's saying. Write down ideas. And don't be scared to pivot a million times. The amount of times I've pivoted in like 6 months, I'm like, oh, I'm doing this and I'm doing this side hustle and I'm working for this person, I'm making this money here. And then I'm like, do you know what? I was working for about 5 different clients and I got rid of all of them. And I was like, they naturally just kind of dropped off as well, because I just kind of said to the universe, I was like, what am I supposed to be doing? What am I supposed to be doing? Where's my energy supposed to be going? And it's supposed to be going into one thing and one thing only. And this is it. This is it. And living to your full potential, I think it would just be more satisfying. Delayed gratification, more satisfying. This is a quiet fear for most people that they don't really talk about. People obviously are scared of failure. I just don't think failure exists. Failure is not a thing. It's just data collecting. It doesn't mean, it's not the be all end all. When something doesn't go quote unquote like not right, it doesn't mean that it's the end. When has it ever meant it's going to be the end? You just kind of like pick up the pieces, gather the information, gather the data, and then you go, okay, well, what are we going to do about this? Okay, we'll go this way. You know, some people just freeze and then they'll just go backwards, or they'll never try again. Why? I just don't, I think that's so silly. I used to be like that, actually. I did used to be like that. I was so scared of failing. I felt so insecure at school. I remember just being so insecure, dumb. I felt so dumb at school as well. Yeah, I didn't try in a lot of things. Like, didn't have the encouragement as a kid to try. I remember my sister always having the encouragement to play sports and do things, and like, kudos to my sister, she's freaking good at sports, and I was never encouraged to do them. Like, I was so scared of participating in a team and letting a team down. And I just don't know where that's come from. Maybe that's like something I need to really work on. I'll work on that. But and I think I was afraid of really discomfort, afraid of being seen, also afraid of like seen trying and finding out like who I could be, you know? Sometimes like just staying comfortable, it feels safe, but it will slowly chip away and it will cost you your potential. Every minute or day that you put towards not doing the thing it's like a minute towards losing your potential or losing the thing that you want in your dream. And it compounds, trust me. So would you rather have it compounding in a way that is going to be more beneficial and failing a million times over and putting all those minutes into trying, or putting all the minutes into just not trying at all? And then you come out with like nothing on this side, but so much experience and so much action and so much data on this side. To me, I would just rather try, you know? Like, nobody is going to, I don't know. I remember having this conversation with this girl once, and she was like the most beautiful girl I've ever met. I'll remember her to this day. I can't remember her name though. She hadn't traveled, she hadn't done very much, but you know, she had a very simple life, but very, very interested in like my story and the things that I'd done and stuff. And she was like, I wish I could have done that. Like, I wish I could do that. I was like, why can't you? I was like, you're like so young. You're only like 29. You can still get on a plane and go see the country that you want to see. Oh yeah, but it's like she almost had this internal like, oh, I'm not good enough to even meet myself there. And it's like, you will feel like that. But then there has to come a point where you just have to kind of do it and feel really, really uncomfortable. The amount of times I've gone to countries by myself, solo, had no idea what was going to be on the other side. And then by the like 5th time I did that, I was like, I'm such a pro at this. I can just like get on a plane, I'll book the flight, I don't care. Like, I know that there'll be somebody at the other end that I can catch a taxi to get to the hotel. Like, there's always going to be someone at the airport that I can chat to and be like, can you please get me here? You know, like, where's the money machine? Like, we have Google Maps. Like, it's literally so easy. It's never been easier with this thing. And you just have to do the reps a few times, and then you like have so much confidence in yourself to just move it forward, right? And I think what you need to do is stop like delaying your dreams. Stop delaying your dreams, avoiding being like nobody actually, I think some reason people get so in their head about wanting to live the life that they've always wanted to live because they think that other people are going to judge you. I honestly just don't even think anybody cares about you that much. I think you're just like a speck or even just like a passing thought in some people's, probably about only like 3 people in your life's mind. And also like if you have like a mother that's overbearing or a dad that's like, I don't know, wants you to have it his way because he didn't get to live the life he wanted to. So he's pushing like thoughts of how you should live your life. And you have a mum that's overbearing and it's just like, oh, I need to know every single move that you do and it has to be this way. And like, I've got to tell everybody at the country club what you're doing. And you have to be a doctor. It's like, how boring. I would look at those parents and be like, go get a fucking life. Literally, you clearly don't have your own individual life if you're so intertwined with your child. Like, fuck off. I don't know. I can't relate to parents like that. I'm very lucky that I've never had a parent like that. My dad has always been super supportive of me. And yeah, just How terrible. I would just stand up to those types of people and be like, nah. Another personal realization that I had a little bit realizing that I'm, like, I think I'm very much capable more than I realize. That's another thing. You kind of hold yourself back. I could definitely stretch and push myself so much more than I currently am. And I procrastinate like fuck. But procrastination is literally just a form of fear. It really is. Me procrastinating and not posting the content and, like scrolling and going and doing other life admin bits like prepping my meals or just like going to the gym for 2 hours. That's procrastination to me. That's not productive. I think I use it like I'm being productive, like cleaning the house. Oh, I'm so productive, I'm cleaning the house. No, I'm not. I'm procrastinating from the things that I actually really need to do, which is like lock into my business. Does that resonate with you? Do you resonate with that? If you do, like, what are we doing? Let's lock the fuck in. Like, our dreams are not just going to come to us. Unfortunately, we're going to have to work for them. The action needs to be done to get there. Do you not understand that? And sometimes I really love watching back these YouTubes because I'll be having a day where I'm like in my head. I'll look back and watch my YouTube because I have to edit it. And then it's like I'm like yelling at myself. And I'm like, oh my God, I was talking so much sense in those 20 minutes. But yet the next 8 hours of my day, I'm procrastinating. No, none of that anymore. We're not doing that game. I think it's just take those tiny little steps, that 1% that's going to move the needle for you to get you to the next thing. And the more action you take, the more God will look after you. I truly believe that. The more action you take, the more God will look after you. So, what have I done to take myself out of, that procrastination or a place that feels, comfortable to putting myself into discomfort? Well, I've done a few things. This is what I've done. I am choosing discomfort on purpose. I'm putting myself in situations that make me feel uncomfortable. Tomorrow, I'm going to like a 5K foam fest thing. It's like you basically run 5K with all of these people. Sometimes, even though I feel like I'm a very extroverted person, can talk to anybody, big crowds for some reason do scare me. Big events, that kind of thing, because I don't know what's going on. I think it's the uncertainty. I don't do well with uncertainty because I don't know what's going to go on the other side. And I think that's why people procrastinate, because you're uncertain. You don't have certainty this is going to work. You don't have certainty or anything that's going to confirm that this has got, I'm going to make the money I need to make, or I'm going to be able to pursue the dream that I really want to do. Like there's nothing to prove that. The only certainty that I have is that within myself that, it's like, I've really got it. It's going to work. I'm going to manifest it. And I'm also just going to do the actions and just hopefully just get there and just embody that version of myself, really embodying that. That's how you can quantum leap as well. But some things that I have done this year, I've signed up for a triathlon. Yeah. And it was like 50K, and I think I'm going to upgrade it to the 100K. There's something about me that's like, why not just do the 100? So we'll just see how I go in the next month with my training, but I feel like I'm going to push myself a bit harder than that. Public speaking. So I've signed up to do some public speaking. I want to host maybe like a workshop or something in front of some creators, just so I can talk in front of people and get really good at talking. Because how can I get better at talking? And this is why I'm doing a YouTube video upload every day, is so that I can get better at speaking. This has nothing to do with the fact that I'm trying to monetize, nothing. I really just want to get better at speaking. It's a purpose of mine. Also, I get to document my thoughts, and it's going to be up online forever. Cool, fun. Launching my YouTube, that's what I said. And building a course in public. Building my dream business in public. That is probably the most the most uncomfortable situation I've ever had to do. Is now my thoughts, knowledge, feelings, everything's out there. And I've wanted to build this course for years, and I just, sometimes you don't feel like you have like the skill. I have the know-how, I have the skills, I have the knowledge, I have everything. I just feel like I'm just not good enough sometimes. And that's going to chip away at my potential. So I need to be shifting that. And trust me, I'm really working through this. And once I tell you how I'm going to get through this, there'll be a whole YouTube video on it. But you know what? I do have days where I feel restless. I feel stuck. And when you're trying to live to your full potential and you're trying to live like that way, I feel like that whole process is just discomfort. That really is. And then you just got to get comfortable with the discomfort. And if you're not comfortable with discomfort, go. Put your dreams on hold. Literally, just like hang them up. Hang them up, go to your 9 to 5, live the same 20 years on repeat, just like my father has, and do that. That's it. I don't know one thing that my dad did last year that was like a major like shift for him. Like, I don't know. Like, I love him to bits, but I can't tell you if there's one thing, like one trip, one conversation, like, I don't know. Because it seems like every time I chat to him, it's the same thing over. And that is like my worst fear. Everything will align. God will look after you. The universe will look after you if you want to live to your full potential. If you live authentically to yourself and your dream and the thing that you're supposed to do. And I hope it involves serving humans, serving animals, or serving the earth in some way. And if you do that, you will be looked after. You need to trust the process. You need to show up every day. You need to get comfortable with the discomfort. And that's it. That's it. That's the secret recipe. Oh, and also do the consistency and do the reps over and over and over. It's just reps. It's just reps. That's all it is. Do that and then come back to me in like a year's time and tell me where you're at. I can tell you that it wouldn't take much time to really start to see the results that you've always wanted to see. I really, really promise you that. Come back to me in a year's time and tell me that you moved 1%, moved the needle every single day, 1% to the thing that you really wanted. I can tell you will not be in the exact same place that you are today. No way. It's not how life works. It wouldn't even be possible, like mathematically possible. So anyway, thanks for listening. I love you and I just hope you're doing well and your life is great. So talk to you soon. Also, please subscribe and follow me because I have so much more things to say to you.